fires to crashes, electronic vehicles are tragically making headlines all too often in our area. And a new proposal seeks to address that issue. Joining us to talk about what City Council is considering is Andrew Fine from the E-Vehicle Safety Alliance. Andrew, thanks for taking a couple of minutes. We appreciate it. So can you tell us about this registration initiative your group is spearheading?
A pleasure, Chris. We're actually a multifaceted organization concentrating on e-vehicle safety of all types, and that also includes mopeds, scooters, what have you. The bill that's before the City Council right now is to require all e-bikes to be registered. And we approve of that, and we think that it will create accountability and foster responsibility.
So exactly how? I guess that's my question to you, because we know obviously plenty of people operate nefariously in the city, and you see these. We talked about accidents as recently as yesterday, two moped crashes where there was a fatality involved, the e-bike situation that goes on with not only the lithium-ion batteries, but just pedestrians' inability to walk safely on the streets. So how does registering these vehicles help those people?
Well, we feel that, for instance, there's so many hit and runs. Virtually every e-bike accident that we hear of, our members contact us, are situations where it's a hit and run, and there's absolutely no way to track whose bike it is. So a simple license plate on the back of every e-bike would go a long way in terms of identifying the culprit, and if the culprits know that they're going to be identified, then they're less likely to engage in the Wild West behavior that we're seeing right now.
Yeah, would that also apply to scooters as well? We were just showing some pictures of not only the the e-bikes but also scooters. Would it all fall under the same umbrella?
Not exactly, no. Scooters are something that we really have to handle on a state level, and we have contacted Assemblymember Alex Boris and State Senator Hoylman Siegel. They're putting together a bill that will require mopeds, otherwise known as scooters, to be registered in the store so that every moped has to have a plate before it hits the street.
Let me ask you this. I know this is a lot to kind of throw at you, but I guess one of the biggest issues we talk about are these lithium-ion batteries, the unregulated ones that don't have the UL sticker or any type of safety regulations, and then the fires and of course the death that some lead to. How does the city get a handle on that? It just seems as though this is a problem that's exploding.
It's so problematic. We've seen 18 deaths so far this year. The FDNY is up in arms, and they're risking their personnel on a daily basis to contain this. We're seeing scores that are left homeless, 145 injured. Ultimately, what we'd like to see is the state have all e-bikes registered, licensed, inspected, and insured. And that inspection is very, very important. We'd love to see a sticker on the bike that matches the battery so that we know that the batteries are appropriate for the bike and UL listed.
So when you bring these topics up to other people in government, the people that really need to sign off on this, is there pushback, or is there, yes, we agree wholeheartedly, this is something we need to do?
On the state level, we're finding a very receptive audience among the lawmakers. In the city, we're having a lot of pushback from groups like Transportation Alternatives, Open Plans. These groups are largely and significantly funded by the apps. So, it's follow the money. At the end of the day, you have to have a question of why do they not want accountability for e-bikes? Because your average everyday New Yorker is completely hassled by this, and it's getting worse every day. We all feel it, we all experience it, and we're all either victims or future victims of e-bikes.
And people are lucky they've got someone like you that's fighting for them on this side. What would be your advice, quickly, before we let you go? If somebody out there is considering, going out and purchasing either an e-scooter or an e-bike, what would your advice to them be?
Be careful. Buy only original equipment manufacturer goods. Never substitute a battery. Never get a two-step battery. We see two-step batteries where the reason why there are so many fires is that your average battery will only last 4 hours, and delivery guys obviously want to work more than 4 hours at a time. So just stick to the original equipment manufacturer, and you should be okay.
All right. Andrew, fine. Thanks for taking a couple of minutes for us. We do appreciate it. Good to talk with you. And
Thank you, Chris.
good luck.
A pleasure.
The E-Vehicle
Stay
Safety
safe.
Alliance holding a rally today at City Hall that starts at noon. The information right there on our screen, but something definitely needs to be done, that's for sure. All right, on Long Island.